Yo, what's going on everyone, it's Cummina here and it's another video from the Division, and it's that time of week again when the vendors have reset. So I'll be bringing you all my recommendations around the world of the Division on what you can pick up this week. So be sure to watch the rest of the video to find out what's here.
This week in the base of operations, there is a prototype performance mod here. This do come with 2% pulse critical hit damage. So if you are running with the pulse on your build and you spec'd out to crit hit damage, then this prototype performance mod here could well complement that build. Over in the Dark Zone gear vendor in the base of operations, there's a fairly decent prototype electronics mod. This has got 258 electronics and it comes with its major attribute as 3015 skill power. So if you are running that skill build or you plan to run a skill build in 1.6, then I definitely recommend collecting a few of these electronics mods and just keeping them away in your stash. Okay, over in the advanced weaponry vendor in the base of operations, there is the Pacan, Casti and Centurion, which I have mentioned in the last vendor reset video last week, and I'll continue to mention until 1.6 drops, is that pick these weapons up from here, because they are going to change in 1.6. They're going to be in the special equipment vendor and they're going to cost a lot more in terms of Phoenix credits. Now the Pacan here is a very good one in rate of damage, one of the highest that I've seen, based off just over 5,000 firearms. Is 20.3k base damage, 14% damage to tags out of cover. Now it does come with swift, destructive and ferocious. So in terms, not bad talents on here and would be great in terms of a PvE gun. Also as well, there is the AUG A3 Para XS. Now this has got 37% critical hit damage, 19k base damage based off 5,000 firearms, and it does come with Fierce, Responsive and Adapt. Now Responsive and Adapt are great talents to have in terms of PvP, and I just recommend rolling away Fierce there just due to its high requirements in terms of electronics and just adding something else on that weapon. Also as well, there is the Infantry MG5. Now this has got 13% damage out of cover, 16k base damage off 5,000 firearms. It does come with Destructive, Dominant and Ferocious. Now I recommend just rolling away Dominant there just due to the high electronics requirements, and you've got yourself a nice LMG there for PvE purposes. Okay, in the special equipment vendor in the terminal this week, again, there is the Valkyrie, the Liberator and the Historian. These are named weapons and they've taken a good buff in terms of 1.6. So I definitely recommend picking them up now in 1.5 because they're going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than what they are in 1.6. We do also as well have a G36 enhanced here, 19% enemy armor damage, which is a bit on the low side in terms of the assault rifles that we have seen over the past few weeks. This one off 5,000 firearms has got 21.5k base damage. It does come with Predatory, Brutal and Focused. In terms of its talents, now, you know, I'm just shy there in terms of the electronics requirements for Predatory, so it's not a difficult one to have, but looking at the talents here, I definitely recommend just rolling away Focused because it's not a great talent to have on your weapons. Also as well, we have got the gear sets items here that are for sale. Now these stats are going to change in 1.6, but if you are looking for anything in the meantime just to fill the gap, then I just recommend coming and have a look at these. One of them that did stand out for me was the Predator's Mark Vest, 1,240 there in terms of stamina, 6,002 on health, 9% exotic damage resilience, 48% ammo capacity. I just look to roll away that 9% exotic damage resilience there and put armor in its place. Also as well, there are two prototype mods here. There is first the electronics mod at 266 with 2% skill haste, and also as well then there is a turret damage one there at 4%. Looking down here as well, there is an Omega rifle suppressor. Now this is the go-to one in terms of weapons. It's not a great one there. 18% headshot damage, which is great, 2% accuracy, 4% critical hit damage. Ideally you'd want to have that accuracy replaced with critical hit chance, but if you are desperate for a suppressor, then you can come and collect it from here. In the special blueprints vendor in the terminal this week, you've got the M870 Express blueprint here. So if the shotgun is still your thing, even though it has been seriously decreased in terms of its damage over the last update, but that weapon is here if you want to come and pick it up. Also as well, there is the Tyrant suppressor here, which is a great suppressor to have and the go-to one. It does come with critical hit chance, reduced threat, and then 2 random bonuses, which you want to look to get as headshot damage and critical hit damage. So I definitely recommend purchasing this blueprint here and rolling a fair few of them. Also as well, there is either a MP5 or MP7 blueprint here this week. Now I do already own both of them, that's why they're not showing. So if you don't own the blueprints for those weapons, then I just come and check it out here, because it is either one of them and both are great weapons to pick up. Over in the Kerman Station Safehouse this week, there is a black market T821. Now it's not great in terms of the SMG class due to its slow rate of fire, but it has got a 32% critical hit damage, and just looking at its talents here, they all actually work really well together. You've got self-preserved, responsive, and vicious. Now it ain't a great gun, but in terms of talents, they complement each other very well. So if you're looking for something maybe just a little bit different, or if you're looking at the SMG Alpha Bridge class and you at the moment don't have any of those talents there in terms of your second weapon, then I just recommend coming and collecting this one here. There is a prototype performance mod here which gives 5.5% first aid self-heal out of a possible 6%, so a very great performance mod in terms of the first aid self-heal there. Now I would definitely recommend coming and collecting 4 of these, especially in 1.6, in terms of the scaling that skill power has had on health, so it takes a lot more in terms of skill power to give you that extra health. So I definitely come and recommend picking these up because they could become very useful in 1.6. Over in the Firewall Safehouse this week, there is a prototype performance mod which gives 4.5% support station healing speed. Now I would recommend just coming and collecting 4 of these, because in patch 1.6 the support station, especially in the Reclaimer build, is a very go-to build, and the support station has become very powerful. As much so they've actually had to scale it back a little bit, but you do see a lot of people now using the support station, so I definitely recommend just thinking ahead, coming collecting 4 of these and just locking them away or putting them in your stash ready for 1.6 drops. Over in East 46th Street, which is your DC5 vendor this week, there is a prototype stamina mod with 236 stamina, which is on the low side, and 3025 skill power, so it's sort of in the middle of the road prototype stamina mods. But the reason that I just wanted to mention this is come 1.6, armor has obviously been removed and it's not a big part of the game like it is in 1.5, so you're going to be looking at your stamina or your firearms mods in terms of having something else on there, and my recommendation would be the skill power, because of how much skill power is going to be used, especially in terms of healing, etc. Also as well, there is an extended magazine here, 102.5% magazine size, 3% critical hit chance and 4% critical hit damage, so not a bad extended magazine here also as well this week. Over in East 42nd Street, which is your DZ3 vendor, there's a very nice military AK-47M here. 22% enemy armor damage, and based off 5,019 firearms, it's got 25.2k base damage, so very nice base damage there. It does come with Predatory, Unforgiving, and Sustains there in terms of its talents. Now, Predatory is not a bad talent to have in terms of it regenerates 35% of your health over 20 seconds when killing a target, and it's not that high in terms of the electronic requirements that it needs. So looking at this, I would roll away Sustained there in terms of the free slot and just add anything in there that you wish. Your DZ1 Dark Zone vendor, there is a MP7 here this week, 36% critical hit damage, 17k base damage. Now it does come with Determined, Destructive, and Skilled, so not great in terms of its talents, and this would probably be more suited for a PvE build than a PvP, unless you really get those headshot kills, because Skilled, the headshot kills with this weapon increases the signature skill resources by 5%. You've got Destructive, and then you've got got determined, which is not a great talent to have in terms of the high electronic requirements that they need, so I just recommend rolling that away. Also as well, here you've got prototype performance mods, which does give you 4% seeker mine damage, which is the highest that it can give. And if you have been watching anything to do with the PTS or checking the notes, you can see that seeker mines are the go-to at the moment, and it has taken a little bit of a decrease in PTS week 3. So whether we see a different decrease in terms of the damage output going forwards, we don't know, but I just definitely recommend coming and collecting them and at least keeping them away. In West 42nd Street, which is your DZ3 vendor this week, there is a military SCARH sniper rifle. Now this does come with 171% headshot damage, which is great. It does come with accurate, disciplined and ferocious in terms of its talents. Now accurate is a great one to have on this weapon just due to its high rate of fire, and you want to try and keep it as accurate as possible. Disciplined, not a bad target in terms of the next shot with this weapon being an automatic crit hit, but it'd be more suited for your bolt action sniper rifles, just due to the extra damage that they do. And then ferocious there, so not a bad looking sniper rifle if you are looking for something a little bit different. Also as well, there is a prototype performance mod here, which does come with 2.5% smart cover damage resilience.
Stop wasting.
In West 46th Street, which is your DZ5 vendor, this week we have a M700 Carbon, 164% headshot damage. It does come with balanced, destructive and elevated in terms of its talents, so not great there in terms of the weapon talents that you get on this. Now balanced, you know, it's not too bad. This weapon reaches max accuracy faster when shouldering, so if you want to build that one-shot sniper rifle build and running around just soldiering and not looking in, then balance can be really great on this weapon. Destructive works great at the moment in terms of PvE and PvP, so if I was looking at this, I would just roll away elevated there, because even though it does increase your damage by 10% when you are higher than 1.2 meters above your target, it is very situational in terms of this weapon. So just looking at the talents, I'd roll away elevated there to something else. Right, that's all we have this week in terms of the vendor reset. So again, not another great week, but there is a few items out there worth collecting, especially if you're looking ahead to the future in 1.6. Now I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. If you have found something interesting in terms of the DZs or the other safe houses or checkpoints that I've not picked up that you would recommend purchasing, then leave it in the comment section below. Now thanks agents for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.